We continue now at the top of Daf Ayin Vav Amid Beis Meseches Avodah Zara. This is Avodah Zarah Daf 76b. On the previous summit, the Gemara asked, how do you do Hagala on a large pot? We understand by a small pot, so you could put the small pot into a larger pot of boiling hot water, and that will be the Hagala to kasher that small pot. But what are you going to do by a larger pot? And the Gemara is in the middle of bringing a proof from Rav Akavia. Rav Akavia had a cauldron, and what he did was he took Gedanfa Delisha. Gedanfa Delisha, Rashi says, means Gedanfa Delisha Sofa Shal Isa. It's like a rim he created out of dough, and Sevivos Pia, he put it around the mouth, around the top, around the rim of the large pot, Kadesha Tekabel Mayim Harbe, so that he'd be able to fill it up with a lot of water. V'yavru Haroschen al Safas, and in this way, the boiling hot water would be able to go on the rim of the pot as well. Again, the Gemara continues, Gedan for Delisha, this rim of dough, Apuma, he put it on the mouth, on the opening of the large pot, Umoliyua Maya, and he filled it with water, V'yarzucha, and in that way he was able to boil that surface, the entire surface of the pot, and kasher the pot. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rava says, Man chachim lemevar ki hamil, so who is smart to be able to do such a thing? Ilav Rav Akavia, if not for Rav Akavia, the Gavra Rabbahu, who is a great person, Kasavra, because he holds, Kibolo kachpolto, the same way it absorbs, that's the way it releases. Mabolo benitzotzos, and in this situation, just like it's absorbing little drops, so afpolto benitzotzos, so too you can have it release through these drops. Rashi explains, Kibolo ki'inyan shabolo svas hadur, in the same way that the rim of the cauldron absorbed eso iser, what was forbidden, yafliteyu, that's how you get it out. Mabolo benitzotzos, just like by the absorption it was benitzotzos, it was with drops. Lav bolo el al yedei nitzotzos, there were just some drops. Shenitas harasichas sham, as you've been cooking with this cauldron, so some boiling hot drops have splattered over there. Velo huchnasu lasoch yora acheres b'shas bli asa iser. It's not like you took this large pot and you put it into another pot and that's how it absorbed the iser. That's not what happened. So kach b'shas pleta, so too when you're releasing that iser, afal bishalo ichnisa lasoch yora acheres, even though you're not going to put this cauldron into a large pot, hoel v'nismalis yafa, since you filled it up very well, umala nitzotzos al sfasa upolet, and you've had enough drops that went on the rim and it's able to take out the absorption. And Rashi notes, umio gedan fabina. Now, nevertheless, you do need to create this rim of dough, misham dilav, because if you don't do that, dilmalo have maska nitzotzos al asafa b'hazimna, maybe this time that you cook, you're not going to get drops of water to go on the rim. Avol iser hanisbashal b'pamim harbe, but if you've been cooking with iser for a long time before this, imlo helen nitzotzos kol shah helen pamachas, even if there weren't drops that went on every time, but they went on sometimes. Here, you need to ensure that there's going to be those drops of hot water this time when you're cooking, and in order to do that, you make that rim of dough so you can fill it up all the way to the top and above. And the Gemara continues at the two dots. The Mishnah said, Hasakin shafa vihi tahora. When it comes to a knife, you polish it. That means you rub it against the sharpening stone, and then it becomes tahora, then it becomes kosher. Amar Rav Ukva Bar Chama, Rav Ukva Bar Chama says, V'noatza asar pamim bekarka, and you stick it 10 times into the earth. Rashi explains, V'noatza afal pisha shafa, even though you've polished it, this is an additional thing you do. You stick it 10 times into the earth. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Huna b'reid Rav Yoshua. Rav Huna, the son of Rav Yoshua, says, Uvekarka she'ena avuda. We're talking specifically about earth that was not worked. It has to be hard earth. You stick it in 10 times, and again, that is part of the kashering process. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Kahana. Rav Kahana says, Uvesachin yofe she'ein bagumos. This applies specifically by a good knife which does not have crevices. Tanya nami hachi, we have a brisa like this as well. Sakin yofe she'ein bagumos. If you have a good knife with no crevices, noatza asara pamim bekarka, you stick it 10 times into the earth. Amar Rav Huna b'reid Rav Yoshua. Rav Huna, the son of Rav Yoshua, said, Lechol batzonin. All of this is in order to eat with it cold. And Rashi explains, V'lechol batzonin, we're talking eating cold. Avol davar oseach, but if you want to have something that's hot, a food that's hot, asr lachtoch ba, then you're not allowed to cut with this knife, ad sheyagilena beroschen ukli rishon, until you do hagala, meaning until you put it into boiling hot water. And the Gemara continues, Ki hada Mar Yehudu vati bar Tuvi. It's like the incident with Mar Yehuda and Bati bar Tuvi. Haviyasvi kami deshvor malka. They were sitting in front of King Shapur. Aizu lekamayu esroga. They brought before them an esrog. Pasak ochel. So King Shapur, he cut a slice and he ate from it. Pasak vahavle lebati bar Tuvi. He cut another slice and he gave that one to Bati bar Tuvi. And hadar dotza asara zimni biara. Then he stuck it 10 times. He stuck the knife 10 times into the earth. Pasak, and then he cut another slice. And havle lemar Yehuda. He gave it to Mar Yehuda. Amarle Bati Bartuvi said to him, he said to King Shapur, Vahu Gavra Lav Bar Yisraelu, am I not, is that person referring to himself, am I not a Jewish person? Why is it that you're so careful in terms of the halachas of kashrus for Mar Yehuda, but you weren't careful for me? Amarle, so King Shapur said to him, Mar Kimle Begavya, that master, meaning referring to Mar Yehuda, him I was certain about, I know about him, that he's careful in the laws of kashrus. Umar lo Kimle Begavya, but when it comes to you, I'm not so certain. Iko Diamri, there are those that say that he said something else to him. Amarle, he said to him, Idkar Mayavadit Be'ursa, remember what you did at night. And Rashi explains, Shavor Malka was over Kochavim Haya, King Shapur was not Jewish. Mar Kimli Begavor, Rav Yehuda Makar Anibo, I recognize Rav Yehuda. Shu Parush, Velo Yochal Davar Isra, I understand that he's going to separate himself and not eat something that's forbidden. Avol Bach Eini Muchzak, but in you I'm not so certain, Shtei Parush Kolkach, that you're going to be so careful. Maya Vadit Be'ursa, remember what you did at night. Rashi explains, Derech Parsiyim Limsor Noshim La'achsanoim, it was the way of the Persians, they gave women over to the guests. Ukeshashigron Lahem Balayla Sha'avar, and when they sent the women to them the night before, Kibel Bati accepted the woman. For Rav Yehuda, lo Kibel, but Rav Yehuda did not accept the woman, and that's why he presumed that he wouldn't be so careful in terms of kashrus. Hadron Allah Hasocher Sapoel, we will return to you, Perek Hasocher Sapoel, Uslik Allah Meseches Avoda Zara, and this is the conclusion of Meseches Avoda Zara. If you're enjoying these videos and this channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and take a look at the description box below to see how you can support this channel, and we will continue with Meseches Horius in the next video.